Every single website you visit has a public face, that polished homepage, the super easy menus. But behind all that, there's a whole hidden world of data, of history and infrastructure. Today, we're going to go on a little digital expedition and uncover some of those secrets hiding in plain sight. So let's become digital detectives for a bit. The question we're asking is pretty simple, but it's really powerful. What's actually going on behind the curtain of the websites we use every single day? And we're going to use the exact same reconnaissance tools that cybersecurity experts use to find out. All right, so our first stop is a trip to the past. Because sometimes, to really understand a website today, you've got to see what it looked like yesterday, or a year ago, or heck, even a decade ago. And for that, we need a very special kind of time machine. This incredible tool is part of the Internet Archive project. What it does is constantly take snapshots of websites, creating this massive library of how the internet used to look. It's amazing. It lets us pull up content from sites that have been totally deleted or have completely changed over the years. And the difference can be, well, pretty startling. You look on the left, you see a snapshot of a site from years ago. It almost looks like a historical document. Then on the right, you see the slick, polished interface we all know today. It just goes to show how much a digital property can evolve. And tools like the Wayback Machine capture that entire history. When you look at the archive's calendar, these colors are actually telling you a story. Blue, that means a successful snapshot was taken. Green tells you there was a redirection. And red, well, that means the snapshot failed. So this simple little timeline actually becomes a really valuable source of data, showing a website's history of changes and even its downtime. Okay, so we've seen a website's past, but what about its present? To understand its security today, we need to figure out where it actually lives in the physical world. That's right. For all their digital magic, websites are really just files stored on a physical computer called a server. And every single one of those servers has a unique address, just like your house does. We call it an IP address. And that IP address can reveal some surprisingly tangible information. I'm talking about the actual city and country where the server is, the name of the company hosting it, and sometimes you can even get the precise GPS coordinates. All of a sudden, this abstract website has a real, physical location you can point to on a map. Now, this is where our investigation gets really interesting. We've looked at the past, we've found the physical location. Next, we're going to look for the hidden entry points, the digital side doors that most users never, ever see. These side doors are called subdomains. Just think about Google, right? You've got mail.google.com, maps.google.com, drive.google.com. Each one of those is a subdomain, and they're created to keep all the different services separate and easy to manage. This house analogy is honestly the perfect way to get this. The main domain, like tesla.com, that's the front door. Everyone sees it, and it's usually really well protected. But the subdomains, those are like all the windows of the house. There are often a ton of them, and they can be just another way to get inside. So just how many windows can a house have? Well, a quick scan of tesla.com, probably using a tool that just rapidly checks for thousands of common prefixes like shop or dev, reveals a staggering 456 subdomains. That is hundreds of potential entry points that aren't the main front door. And this gets right to the heart of the security risk. More domains means a larger attack surface. Every single one of those subdomains is another area that has to be secured. For an attacker, it's basically a playground of possibilities. So what might you find behind these windows? Sometimes it's a forgotten development page or some old software with known vulnerabilities, or you might even find an internal login portal that was never supposed to be public. These are the hidden gems for an attacker. Now, trying to manually check hundreds of windows, that would be pretty much impossible. And that's exactly why cybersecurity professionals rely on these powerful all-in-one toolkits that automate and speed up this entire investigative process. Tools like viewdns.info or WebCheck just streamline everything we've been talking about. You simply pop in a target URL, hit scan, and in just a few moments, you get a complete, comprehensive digital profile of that website. It's that easy. And this profile is incredibly detailed. It gives you the server's location, who owns the domain, a complete list of all those subdomains we mentioned, which digital ports are open for communication, and even the specific technologies the website is built with. It's literally a complete blueprint. So we've gathered all this info, we've become digital detectives, but why does this digital footprint actually matter? What's the real-world takeaway from all of this snooping around? And here's the kicker, the reason this matters so much. These techniques aren't just for attackers trying to find a way in. They are the absolute foundation of modern digital defense. The good guys, the people protecting a network, use these exact same tools. You see, cybersecurity teams are constantly running these scans on their own companies. They do this recon to map out their entire attack surface, to find all their digital windows, and to make absolutely sure that each and everyone is locked up tight before an attacker comes knocking. It's all about being proactive, not reactive. Which leaves us with one final thought. We all focus on the security of a website's front door, but the question that really keeps security experts up at night is this: are all the windows locked too?